Howdy, howdy, everybody. I know I see nobody here yet. I didn't send out any notifications, so I don't know if anybody will show up. And this is all I have on my playlist. And the reason is I'm not going to play all of this video right here, but I wanted to play the beginning of it. I thought it was very interesting. And I'm actually going to start with this one. NASA is confused about reality by Curious Life, because I really liked the way he started this one off with the music, because it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. What's up, HPR News? What up, what up? Good to see you, brother. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just start this. Like I said, I've only got 3 videos, but this one's long. I'm not going to show all of that video. There's just some stuff about correlation between the very first verse of the Bible to the world. It's crazy cool, so I have to share that. But we're going to get started right here. This is my playlist for today. So if anybody wants to check out any of these links, it'll be there. I got to rewind it because I started, hang on. Why isn't it rewinding it? There we go. Oh, let me turn the volume up, sorry.
Yeah, it behaves differently than what you have on the ground.
Hope you had a great weekend, HPR.
That's great. So it doesn't fall to the ground.
Yeah, it doesn't.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Alex.
I love this video, and I love the music. It's great. The music is great. I love how they blend all these different songs.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I'm a king of rock, there is none higher. Sucker MCs to call me sire. To rock my kingdom, you must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire. Now we rock the point, we come correct. All special on time, and rhyme connect. Got the right to go, and good elect. Another rapper can't stand it, but give us respect. I wanna rock. Back in 1955, man didn't know about a rock and roll show. No, that guy. White man had the smokes, black man had the blues. No one knew they was gonna do what Tchaikovsky had to do. Oh, let me rock. I just don't know what I want. I love rock and roll. Spend all the time in a jukebox, baby. And it came to pass, the rock and roll was born. Love was land, every rock and band going up a storm. Because that man got rich, and everybody was a superstar with a spirit.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into the house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone, riders on the storm.
And the music was good and the music was loud.
I think I have real quick. Yeah, you want to get out of here long.
Say in space, in the vacuum, and yeah, that.
Okay, I just had to play that because I just thought that I don't. He did not say who made that, so I'm assuming that Curious Life did, but I don't know for sure. But that was like some superb DJ in making that song mesh together, and the video is great too. And then they play this commercial that's actually by NASA.
Things go quickly.
Okay. Sit on a throne of lies.
NASA Johnson style. Johnson style. Welcome to NASA's Johnson Space Center. We are coming in hot, so don't burn up as we enter. We do science.
What's up, Paul? Good to see you.
Daily life, throw 'em up for manned space flight. Science everywhere as we engineer the marvels that fly through the air and take us way beyond Earth's level. Science everywhere because we engineer the marvels that fly through the air, flies us through the air. Control the mission out of Johnson. This is ground. This is space. Tell me, Houston, what's the problem? It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Because the flight controllers on the job today.
This is your tax dollars fine at work right here for you guys. Come on.
NASA Johnson style. Johnson style. NASA Johnson style. Johnson style.
This is NASA PR.
NASA Johnson style. Science Jamie. NASA Johnson style. It's amazing. NASA Johnson style. Orbiting Earth International Space Station, where we work and live in space with a crew from several nations. Got Japanese and Russians and that European charm. Throw 'em up like the Canada arm. Kicking out research. 29K cubic feet revolves around the Earth. Science microgravity revolves around the Earth.
What's up, Dr. E? Good to see you.
Kicking out research. Kicking out research. Train the Astro. Dr. Johnson to go to space. To go to space. 'Cause the missions of tomorrow start today. They start today. As we enter NASA Johnson style. Johnson style. NASA Johnson style. Johnson style. NASA Johnson style. Science Navy. NASA Johnson style.
Hey, hey, Super Dave. What's up, bro?
NASA Johnson style. SLS and PCB, we cannot feel the floor. Cause the lack of gravity, the destinations are an asteroid, Mars, or the moon. We are blasting off. Start the countdown soon. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Science Navy. NASA Johnson style. It's amazing. NASA Johnson style.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna turn it sideways real quick so I can tell you how this was. It's The Curious Life. They got 260 subscribers. Let me come into the chat real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and post the playlist. Cool, Paul. Totally have to go check that out. Let me mute myself real quick. Alright. Alright, here's the playlist. If any of y'all want to check that out. Yeah, that's pretty funny, huh, Dr. E? Alright. I've got just 3 videos on my playlist, you guys. And they're all very different from each other. That first one I just wanted to play because I liked the very first song in that. It was super cool how they meshed everything up. But the next video I'm going to play is about... if I get to my playlist real quick. And I hope y'all are all having a great weekend. This one's called Crater Earth and the Split Off Society by Walt Disney. I'm turn this sideways so it's back big screen.
Let's walk around in the park of Uncle Walt. Hey, look, that's Joaquin and Boaz. This park must have cost a fortune. I wonder where Uncle Walt got.
And again, this is on the playlist that I just posted if any of y'all want to check out the video yourself, okay?
Our Florida land is located partly in Orange County. Miss Map. Our Florida land is located partly in Orange County.
One of my viewers said that the word Disneyland sounded like this new land. Good find, Elke. Thanks. As I showed in the previous videos, the Disneyland is a copy of our crater. But did you know that Walt Disney also created Disney World? This new world. Well, tell us all about it, Uncle Walt.
Here is Walt Disney. Welcome to a little bit of Florida here in California. Today, I want to share with you some of our ideas for Disney World. Now, the prologue to this film told you some of the philosophy that made.
Did I need to turn that back up?
What it is
No,
today.
that's as loud as I can make it, y'all.
There will be another amusement theme park in Florida.
I apologize. The
one in California.
sound sounds a little low to me.
We're now developing a master plan that encompasses the theme park and all.
Hey, you, Scott. Good to see you, Z Scott.
Hotels, motels, and a variety of recreation activities. In fact, just this little area alone is 5 times the size of Disneyland in California. But as you can see on this master plan, the theme park and all the other tourist facilities fill just one small area of our enormous Florida project.
Put our crater on Disneyland and zoom out. So I don't have to explain you that Uncle Walt is showing us the surroundings of crater Earth. But Uncle Walt, why is crater Earth that small on your map?
Just this little area alone is 5 times the size of Disneyland in California.
Ah, okay,
Excuse me.
then let's make a comparison. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe we should look at our 3D map. But first you have to realize that if our crater is 40,000 kilometers, this whole area is about 400,000 kilometers. Now let's have a side view and the 5 most important pieces of the map. You will see that they are situated on elevations in the terrain.
Right now, our plans include an airport of the future down here in Osceola County.
Airport of the future. Well, let's take a look. But why is this airport situated that far from our crater? Well, probably it's the only terrain suitable for an airport. But how on earth are you going to get an airplane at 400,000 kilometers from Earth? Well, you put an airplane on a rocket and you shoot it into the exosphere. So I suppose you can fly at higher speeds in the exosphere, and from there you can come down like a paraglider, landing on the bigger Earth. My guess would be that in that way they brought about 100 shuttles onto.
Hey, you guys, I'm going to turn the chat off just so that, because I see y'all aren't talking, and I thought maybe that's because you see it pops up on the screen and it kind of covers up the picture. So I'm going to turn it off so y'all can still chat amongst yourself and not miss what's, you know, up here, okay? That way y'all can chat and it's not going to be on the screen.
The bigger Earth.
An entrance complex where all visitors will enter Disney World.
Okay, the entrance complex. Look at the circular mountains in the middle. What kind of visitors are they expecting?
An industrial park area covering about 1,000 acres.
The industrial park area. Let's take a look.
And of course, the theme park area way up here. And all these varied activities around the Disney World will be tied together by a high-speed, rapid transit system running almost the full length of the property. The most exciting, the most important part of the Florida project, in fact, the heart of everything we'll be doing in Disney World will be our experimental prototype city of tomorrow. We call it EPCOT, spelled E-P-C-O-T, Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Here it is, larger scale.
No, I would call it extraterrestrial, psychopathic city of today. This one is quite obvious, the circular form on the left, the mountains in the middle. Let's take a look now at the silhouette of the water. It's almost like a boot. Zoom in on this little house here. The door into the house.
Epcot will take its cue from the new ideas and the new technologies that are now emerging from the creative centers of American industry. It will be a community of tomorrow that will never be completed, but will always be introducing and testing and demonstrating new materials and new systems.
Let's look at another view of Epcot's transportation hub and see how traffic flows through the heart of the city on 3 separate levels. At the bottom of the stack is the truck route, reserved for supply vehicles. Trucks will have easy access to all loading docks and service elevators for the delivery of commercial goods. The middle level is the automobile throughway, exclusively for cars. But automobiles and freeways will not be Epcot's major way of entering and leaving the city. The transportation heartbeat of Epcot will be the 2 electric-powered systems, monorail and wedway, that radiate to and from the transportation hub. And the key system in this coordinated network will be the wedway people mover.
Take a look at the Epcot position on the moon map. So I painted it with some colors. This location is actually quite near our crater. For people who saw my video Escape from Flat Earth, I already mentioned I suspected there to be an underground base. So this will probably be Epcot. So the Gnome King is probably Walt Disney. And as you see, there are other colonies surrounding our crater. What we see here is Uncle Walt, Imperator. The prison ward is setting out the plan for the next 100 years. Uncle Walt is showing the cult members what territory they are going to colonize, and probably warning the other cults to stay away, while the ignorant slaves are locked up in their prison. A little blue ball-shaped prison. Space is not up there, it's down here. There's an enormous territory to be colonized. And what about the people living in Epcot? What are they thinking? Do they know the existence of the bigger Earth? They are probably prisoners too.
No, really, I think I could dunk on you.
But I bet I love Kellogg's Frosted Flakes more than you.
Come on, buddy, my picture.
I'm not a number. I'm a free man.
Where am I? In the village. What do you want? Information. Whose side are you on? That would be telling. We want information. 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 You won't get it. By hook or by crook. We will. Who are you? The new number 2. Who is number 1? You are number 6. I am not a number. I am a free man.
But sadly enough, Uncle Walt dies. Walter E. Disney dies. Or should we say, Alter Ego Disney dies. So, new leaders, new plans. So they built a new Epcot theme park with in the center a big ball spaceship Earth, our little prison. Inside the ball you can see an exposition about world history, all fake of course. Watch my video Empire of the False Christ. The Death Star, it's like a crater in a bigger Earth. Let's remind the words of Mr. Juncker.
Il faut savoir que ceux qui nous observent de loin sont inquiets. J'ai vu et entendu et écouté plusieurs des dirigeants d'autres planètes qui sont très inquiets parce qu'ils s'interrogent sur la voie que l'Union européenne va poursuivre. Et donc, il faut rassurer et les Européens et ceux qui nous observent de plus loin.
All right, you guys, that is, I'm going to probably say his name wrong, but it's Gagev Lamste. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Let me turn the chat back on real quick. So, shalom, self-contented, good to see you. Big Tim, hello, hello. Spartano Negative, Grook, Kelly. I missed the last person, sorry. Spartano Negative. Hey, thank you guys for being here. What y'all think about that video? I know it was a little different. And if you watch any of that person's, like I said, it's on the playlist. I posted it in the chat. And I'll post it on, I'll pin it in the comment section after this video is posted. I don't necessarily agree with everything that channel is saying, but it's just interesting, and I'm glad to see, you know, Thomas Jones is the one who brought that channel to my attention, and it's interesting to see somebody thinking outside the box, just to be saying, you know. This next video I'm going to show is, it's by Assembly of Called Out Ones, and their information, please go to their channel and check out their channel. They're got a lot of really interesting stuff about breaking down Old Hebrew, and this was very cool to me. So I just want to, let's just play it.
And the wickedness that grew upon the earth up until the time of.
Let me rewind it. It's like I've already watched this video like 3 times. How's the spider? The spider I took to the old house down yonder. Are you talking about the spider with all her babies? I got her in between a bowl and a piece of paper and took her down because I didn't want all the babies to come off her back. So I tried to do this little transition as possible. And I took her down there and let her loose so they can all infest that old house down there and not my house. So, all right. This is interesting breakdown of like the Hebrew characters and translation and just some really amazing correlations. So I hope y'all enjoy this. It's good to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. So they're at calledoutbelievers.org, you guys.
This morning's Torah portion is called Bereshit, and it is in Genesis 1:1. And Bereshit means in the beginning. That's right. And we're going to see some amazing hidden prophecies and Hebrew anomalies even within this first Torah portion. If you have your Bibles, you can turn with me to Genesis 1:1, and I'm going to give you a quick overview. This Torah portion actually covers almost 6 chapters. And it covers probably the first 1,300 years of time from creation through the flood. Chapter 1 covers the first 6 days of creation. Chapter 2 is going to go into the very first Shabbat and the very first glimpse of the Yod-Heh Vav-Heh and the Garden of Eden and woman taken from the side of man. In chapter 3, then we see the serpent introduced and the fall of man. In chapter 4, we read about Cain and Abel and the very first murder of man. In chapter 5, we read the genealogy of the priestly lineage from Adam down from Seth down through Noah. And in chapter 6, we hear about some of the watchers looking upon the daughters of men and finding them beautiful and having offspring with them, this hybrid species of giants. So we've got a lot to cover this morning.
Yes, Kelly, me too.
Right in the very first...
Me too, Kelly. Because I realized that light was created like days before the sun, moon, and stars. So light is something completely different. Yeah, pretty interesting, Kelly. Thanks for bringing that up.
Verse. You see, Bereshit, bara. I've written it up here for you. Et hashemayim va'et haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Before we even go on, this first verse is so loaded. What's amazing is if you even looked at this verse, the very first thing that you see is it starts with the bait. But the Aleph Bet starts with what letter? Aleph. So where's the Aleph? You would think if you're going to start the depiction of the creation of the world, you would start with the Aleph, right? Yes. It is the very first book. It's the Aleph book. And who does the Aleph represent? The Aleph is seen in who? Elo. Him, right. So this Aleph equals God. And he's always been in existence, but he's invisible. You don't see him. So he's already present. The focus of this creation account is what God is creating for his own home. The Beit in Hebrew pictographs is a home. It's like an open-walled tent. You see it has a foundation that extends past the wall. It has a rooftop, but it has an open entrance, just like the tent of Abraham, to welcome all who would come in. And God is creating a place for his Beit HaMikdash. What's Beit HaMikdash? The house of the Lord, the holy temple, right? The place where he will dwell. He's creating an environment, and he's creating a bride. And so we see the very first letter, the Hebrew letter is enlarged. This is one of the first anomalies. The Beit is not only enlarged to tell you that the whole focus is God is creating his house, but in a lot of scripts, you will see 4 little crowns. Now, the Beit normally doesn't have any tag-in. You know what a tag-in is? Little crowns that only 7 letters have. Beit doesn't have those. But in this case, it's not only enlarged, but it has certain crowns, which is interesting. We'll look into some of the symbolism of those 4 tag-ins a little bit later. Now, how many words are there here? Hebrew reads from...
All right. This is why I'm playing this, because I think this is very interesting, where he breaks down these 7 things to the 7 days. It is crazy because he ties it to the times right now too. You say, oh, it's insane. It ties all together. I mean, I know a lot of y'all are probably like, this is super boring, Shanna, but I found it fascinating. So when I find something fascinating, I have to share it with people that I love. So I'm trying to share it. So here we go.
right to left, right? And it is said that each of these days represents 1,000 years in history. There's going to be a hidden prophecy, and we're going to look at that. But even within the first word, if you broke down this first word, there's so many words hidden within even this very first Hebrew word. Like bar, for instance. What does the word bar mean? Sun. So we see the sun and the Aleph Tav here in this very first verse. So the very first focus is the Word of God, and something's going to happen with the Word of God. Let's look further. If we look at this after bar, Aleph, it represents God. So you have the Son of God first depicted in the first three letters. The Son of God is also known as the Creator. John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. You know, the word for created is bara. You can see it here, the Beit, Resh, and the Aleph. So you have within the term for the Son of God, the Creator.
Yes.
Further.
Yes, that's why I'm showing this, because it's all so connected. It's just impossible just to be coincidental.
This is the word for thorns. Sheet. And then within the word, you see we have Rosh, right? Right here, Resh, Aleph, Shin.
I don't know Hebrew script, but I trust this man does.
Rosh Chodesh, we have head, exactly.
Because even everybody in the audience
Starting to
knows this, so they're educated on this. So
be formulated, and
they're,
then if you look at
yeah, I trust that they are
brosh,
not lying
the
to
word
me.
for tree is brosh. It's spelled with the Beit and the Resh and the Sheen by itself without the Aleph. So even hidden within the first word, we see hidden glimpses of the plan of salvation. The Son of God with thorns on his head, hanging on a tree. And we haven't even looked at all of the words that pop out of Bereshit. He goes on further. Sheen and Yod is the word for gift. So we have the Son of God with thorns on his head, hanging on a tree as a gift. A gift of what? Or for what? The only letter that's left is this Tav. And the Tav in Paleo-Hebrew even looked like a cross, and it means the covenant. So we see the whole plan of salvation hidden within the very first word, not even the first sentence, that the Son of God was the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. This means it's hidden even within the creation account. He has thorns on his head, a symbol of humility. He's going to let you walk all over him. He's going to be hanging on a tree. Deuteronomy says, cursed is anyone who hangs on a tree. But he's doing it willingly as a free gift, like John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever should believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. This is a free gift, and it's the gift of the covenant. It's the price that he's willing to pay for the bride, and it's all hidden within this first word. So then we go further, looking at the hidden prophecies. And we see that each day, remember 2 Peter 3:8 says, a day is like 1,000 years to the Lord. We have 7 days represented here in these 7 words, okay? And you could say that this represents from 0 to 1,000 years, or day 1, right? And from 1,000, we'll just call this day 2. And day 3 is up here. Day 4, day 5, day 6, and day 7. Now, it's amazing that where would we be at in this timeline? We're right at the end of day 6. Let's break it down and look at how hidden within each word and each day that God created, he's telling a foreshadowing of what's going to happen in that millennium. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was unformed and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God hovered over the surface of the waters. Then God said, let there be light, and there was light. God saw that that light was good, and he divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So there was evening, and there was morning, one day. So in the very first day, we have this principle of light. Now, Adam was created as a being of light, right? But through sin, he fell into darkness. Isaiah 46:10 and 11 says, remember the former age, for I am God, and there is no God beside me. Neither is there the like to me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things which have not been done yet, saying, my purpose will be established, and I will accomplish my good pleasure. So he's hiding the end in the beginning, and this is what we have to unlock. Here's the timeline, put it another way. 2 Peter 3:8 says, with Elohim, a day is like 1,000 years. And here we are at the end of 6,000 years. What we have to do is unlock how God is hidden within each day of creation, a separate prophecy. So God saw the light, that it was good, and he divided the light from the darkness. In the first millennial day, we see Adam falling from being a being of light through sin, and he reverses what God has created in creation. He turns to the darkness of sin. Romans 5:12 says, wherefore, as by one man sin entered the world, and death by sin, so death passed on upon all men from Adam, for that all have sinned. Genesis 2:17 says, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it, for in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. So many people say, well, Adam didn't die in the very day that he ate of it, but remember, a day is like 1,000 years to the Lord. And so he, within that first millennial day,
hello, President Santa.
he lived to be 930 days.
Good to
No
see
man has
you.
ever lived past a spiritual day of 1,000 years. So because of that sin, so we could put Adam, this being of light, in day 1. In creation, God hid what would happen within that first 1,000-year period from 0 to 1,000, Adam turning from a being of light to darkness. And he lived 930 years. Note that the evening and the morning of the first millennial day, remember all days begin in the evening, which the evening is the dark period. And so we see that fall of man is the first thing that happened, and that sin culminated into even Cain killing Abel and the wickedness that grew upon the earth up until the time of Enoch. About 500 years, if you went to the midst of from darkness to light, the midpoint would be about year 500, right? Which we'll say Anno Mundi. That means from creation this way. Do you know who was born about 500? Enoch. And it says he walked with God. He was one to restore the oracles of God and to bring judgment upon the watchers who had sinned. And so literally we see the darkness of that sin and the hopelessness being restored in the midst of that first day, with Enoch having a revelation of the whole plan of salvation, even down to Messiah's coming. God gave him a vision of all of these things. And so there was like a new day dawning, light dawned. So here's that first 1,000-year millennium broken down into evening.
Yes,
and
President
morning,
Santa.
darkness
This is so
and
cool.
light.
This was like, I saw this and I was amazed at this man's breakdown of
Genesis
this.
5:22
It's amazing.
through 24 says, and Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. So if Enoch was born about 522 years after creation, and he lived 365 days, then he's disappearing before the next day. So this period is a period of light through Enoch. But Adam dies at the end of this period, and Enoch is translated. And so then you go into another period of darkness, because the next day begins in the evening again.
So Enoch, did he ever ask his great-grandpa if he had a belly?
No, I don't think he questioned that. He knew the creation account. Then we come to day 2. God said, let there be a dome in the middle of the waters. Let it divide the waters from the waters. God made the dome and divided the waters under the dome. And he called the dome sky, and the waters below the seas. So there was evening and there was morning, a second day. So there's a hidden prophecy in day 2, which is from 1,000 to 2,000. What happened with waters? The waters above and the waters below came back together right in the midst. According to the Genesis account, this was 1,656 years after creation. According to the Jubilee account, it was 1,308. It just depends which account you're subscribing to. But either way, it's right here in the midst of this day. Those waters that God had separated came colliding back together. The fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the canopy of heaven collapsed and bombarded the earth with these waters of the flood. In telling us about the world-changing flood in the days of Noah, the Torah gives us much information about the waters, where the waters came from and where they went. The sources of the water are 11. It actually says the fountains of the great deep burst forth and the windows of heaven. So you see this picture of both these waters that God separated colliding back together. And so we see this hidden prophecy in day 2 of the flood waters. Now, day 3, what's interesting, what does it represent, or word in the first verse of creation? Elohim. What do you think would happen in the 3rd millennial day? What's that? Very good. Very good. That's exactly right. Look at the creation account. God said, let the waters under the sky be gathered together into one place and let dry land appear. So the very first principle that we see here is dry land. And then he says, God called the dry land earth. And he gathered together the waters and he called them seas, and he saw that it was good. Now notice, if you read this whole chapter, you'll see that each day God said something was good, right? Except for the second day. These floodwaters, which he knew would destroy the human population, everybody who had had that hybrid species from the Watchers, they were completely wiped out. God, knowing the end from the beginning, did not say that day 2 was good. It's the only day that doesn't have that phrase. But day 3, he says it's good. Let dry land, let there come forth vegetation, right? Or what's the purpose of vegetation? That's right. It's food. So
Sorry, I was getting a call, you guys. Are y'all still there?
Oh, what is that food? That's what we have to ask. So we have to see dry land in this third millennial day, and we have to see vegetation.
Hey, I'm on a call on YouTube live. I'm live on YouTube, sister. Hello? I'm sorry, you guys. Julie Marvin's trying to call me. I'm not gonna play this whole video, you guys. I'm only gonna play it till he gets through the 7 days, which is pretty cool, you know. So I'm gonna play it through the 7 days because it goes on a lot more after the 7 days. But just to give you a little taste, you might want to go check out this channel. Hello, Soldier Poet. Good to see you. I'm doing good tonight. Just chilling outside, so I apologize. It is windy, but I just wanted to go live and share a few things with you guys. Appreciate you all being here. You're awesome. There's no sound? Huh. I wonder why. Can y'all not hear me? Can y'all hear me? Sometimes my little headphone thingy gets in a weird spot and it cuts the sound off. Can y'all hear me now? How's that? Can y'all hear me now? Okay, I paused the video. Let me play the video and tell me if you can hear it now. Can you hear it now? How is that? Is it better? Because I could just take my headphones off and play the video if it's not working. Because sometimes my headphones have a short in them. But as long as if you can hear me, you can hear the video. But sometimes they short out where you can't hear me. Let me just do this. Is my sound still not working, you guys? I didn't turn it down. It was playing fine. The video was fine.
Hey, you can't just have me try and remember shit for you.
Water's boiling. Okay, there's not a place that shows the sound. That's so bizarre. It was playing fine. I think it's because I got a phone call and that may have messed it up, but I don't see a place to turn the audio on. Y'all? Yeah, there's no little place for audio. There usually is, like, right here. Oh, man. Yeah, because I got a phone call and it screwed it up. So, okay, that's what I guess I'm gonna do. I have no idea where I am. I think I'm on somebody else's live stream right now. Let me just go back to the video. Okay, can y'all hear that video now? I'm just on my cell phone using YouTube Live. I backed out the video. Tell me if it, can y'all hear it now? All right, cool. Let me just back all out of this. Y'all can still hear me, correct? Y'all can hear me? Let me go in here. I just turned all notifications off. All right, now let me try to go back into YouTube and try to find where I was playing that at. Oh, did that help? Can y'all hear it now, Rob? Thanks for being here. Can y'all hear it now? Can y'all hear the video now, Rob? How about the video? How can y'all hear that all right? Okay, well, I'm apparently having technical difficulties and this is not working, you guys. I don't know what's going on. The video's in the playlist. I'll come post it again, and I guess I'll end this since it's not working. I'm so sorry. Thanks for y'all letting me know, you guys. I don't know what happened. I should have turned all my notifications off when I started. So I'm going to post it again here for y'all. It'll be in the playlist. So here's the playlist. That way. Well, that's not the playlist. Hang on. That don't say playlist. That's not the playlist. I don't know what I just posted, you guys. That's not it, though. Hang on. There's the playlist. The one that says playlist. That's the playlist. So if y'all want to go check out any of those videos I played, I don't know why it's not playing the audio. I guess I'm going to end this. I appreciate all y'all being here, and I guess I'll talk to y'all later. My sons want me to come fix him something to eat anyway, so. All right. I love you guys. I hope y'all all have a great week. And if I can figure this out, I might go live again later and finish out where I wanted to finish out in that video. We'll see. Okay. Well, much love to you guys all. Thank you for being here, and may the Father be with you all always and bless you. Peace.